Well, tonight I have a very beautiful story. It's a true story about my own life, my own experience. And this is about a chameleon in the white man's country. For quite a long time, I've been dreaming to fly on a plane. And now my dream of flying on a plane is about to become true. Well, I got this letter from one of the agencies in Colombia inviting me to go and visit Colombia for the first time in my life. What a surprise. Now it is time to fly to Colombia from one of the remote countries in Africa. Remember, there is no direct flight from Uganda to Colombia. I have to get transit visas to the United Kingdom and Spain. Well, I went and explained this to my friend. To my surprise, my friend just told me, hey, guy, you know what? Forget about getting visas to the UK and Spain. But of course, if you're trying to use Ugandan passports, you may have the chance to get a visa. But if you're using your Congolese passport, just forget about getting visas to those countries. But why? Is it a crime to be a Congolese? I wondered. Well, I will try no matter what. Then an idea came into my mind to go and get a letter from the Congolese embassy in Uganda, introducing me to the ambassadors of UK and Spain. I thought maybe, this would, support my requests. An embassy is supposed to be your place for refuge when you are in a foreign country. But what I got at the Congolese embassy was amazing. I wondered whether it was a supermarket or something else. Yeah, on the walls, you could only see prices of the different documents, like visas, what they call laissez-passer, and so on. All the walls, were full of prices. I was like, is it a supermarket or is it a shop? What is it exactly? Is it an embassy? A simple letter like the one I was looking for was $50. I'm talking about US dollars, not Canadian dollars. A passport? $250. Actually, they say that the Congolese passport is one of the most expensive passports in the world. Well, I don't know the truth about this, but it is $250 US. Then I started to recall what my friend, said about Congolese not being allowed to get visas to UK and Spain. Maybe this could be one of the reasons. Our documents, our visas are so expensive, so these guys also don't want Congolese to visit their countries. Well, I don't know. I had no choice but to pay the $50. Now, the next morning, very early in the morning, I was at the UK embassy with my letter with a beautiful stamp of the Congolese embassy. These guys, they have beautiful, beautiful stamps. When it was my turn to say what I'd gone to do there, this is at the UK embassy. So I presented the letter to this beautiful lady. She received my letter with a plastic smile. You know those smiles? I cannot tell whether she read it or not, but in less than a second, she returned the letter back to me. Sorry, was her answer. We do not need this letter. Just give me your passport and come back after a week. Great. Maybe some miracles will happen after a week. I went back home praying. For one complete week, I do not know how many times I prayed to get a visa. Now, after the week had elapsed, I went back And to my big surprise, I was granted a transit visa to the UK. What a miracle. Can't believe it. I shouted within my heart. But the struggle continues. I need a transit visa to Spain. I straight away headed to Spanish embassy, only to be told that I don't need a transit visa to Spain. My goodness, what a relief. I again shouted in my heart. All these are miracles. Now it is time to fly. To go where? Hey, my dream country. This is Colombia. So I arrived at Entebbe Airport. This is now in Uganda, and they did their usual checkings, security checkings and what, making sure that I'm not connected to Al Qaeda or Osama bin Laden or whatever. So where are you going, sir? One lady asks, with another plastic smile on the face. Well, I said to Colombia, but via UK and Spain. Excuse me, do you mean British Columbia or Colombia, the drug trafficking country? I was puzzled for a while. This was my first time to hear about British Columbia. I'm going to Colombia. I don't know whether it's British or drug trafficking Colombia, but what I know is that I'm going to Colombia. But you can have a look at my Colombian visa. This, I guess, was her first time also to have a look at the Colombian visa. The lady also was really green about Colombia. Well, do you have a transit visa to the UK and Spain? Oh, yes, I do. That was my answer. But you have my passport. Why don't you check it? I whispered within myself. I couldn't tell her this, but in my heart I was like, why don't you look at my passport? She looked at the UK transit visa, then picked up a phone and talked for a while. I don't know who she was talking to. It's fine, was her answer. You can proceed to the next gate. What a relief again. Miracles are happening everywhere I'm going. You'll get your boarding pass to Spain from UK, the lady told me. Well, I don't know much about boarding pass or whatever. What I want to do is to get to Colombia. Anyway, here we are. Here we are now at Heathrow Airport. Heathrow Airport, this is now in the UK. All passengers to Spain, may I have your passport, please? Another lady asks in a Spanish accent. All other passengers were allowed to go through the gate except me. Come on. Excuse me, are you Mr. Kalenga? Yes, I am. Where are you going? I think I made a booking with your airline, and you must be knowing where I'm going. This I never told her that, but I just whispered again in my heart. I'm going to Colombia via Spain. What are you going to do to Colombia? So I opened up my bag and gave her the invitation letter from the agency, inviting me to Colombia. Excuse me, Mr. Kalenga. We cannot allow you to fly via Spain. You don't have a transit visa. What? A transit visa? But I went to your embassy in Kampala and they told me I don't need a transit visa to Spain. Mr. Kalenga, are you from Congo Kinshasa or the other Congo? So what does my passport... So I got furious. What does my passport say, madam? She got lost a bit. So she started going, through her database in her computer. Well, Mr. Kalenga, citizens from Congo Kinshasa must have a transit visa to Spain. But citizens from the other Congo are not required to have a visa to Spain. Uh, I think I'm from the other Congo because your ambassador said I do not need a visa. I'm confused a little bit here, Mr. Kalenga. The country code on your passport is not recognized in our database. So it is difficult to tell from which country you are from. Excuse me, madam. I was losing my patience. The plane is about to take off. I really lost my temper. So, excuse me, madam. Are you just trying to be harsh on me because of my skin color? I've been here for the past 30 minutes and you're asking me, questions that I don't understand. The lady couldn't believe hearing this from a short man, who has been quiet all along. No, 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 sir. Get your passport. Go, 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 go. The gate was opened, and I rushed to the next gate, ready to fly to Spain. All the eyes of the other passengers were on me, wondering what had happened to me, and where this poor African was going. I could hear from, some people's hearts words, words such as, I hope he's not coming to my hometown. I hope he knows where he's going. I hope he will return back to his country. I wish he was never allowed to pass through that gate to come to my country. So friends, that's about this little chameleon going to a white man's country. There is more to come. On my way back now to my country, it was more difficult than going to the white man's country. Thank you very much.